People often think that a narcissist is strong. They look powerful, they demand things, they are confident. But the truth is, the narcissist is weak. They take shortcuts, they avoid responsibility, and they cling to others just to keep afloat. You, on the other hand, you are strong, and you have been carrying their weight all along. Once you let go, all that strength is yours to rebuild with. Narcissists live by the path of least resistance. Something goes wrong, blame someone else. Caught in a lie, tell another lie. Work that needs to be done, manipulate someone else to do it. If you need to face yourself in order to grow, avoid it. You want recognition? Take it for someone else's work. From outside, that might look like strength and power, but in reality, it's based on weakness and fear. And when you always choose the easiest path in the moment, you end up with a very difficult future. Broken trust, damaged relationships. No stability, no peace. You have chosen differently. Not every time. No one is perfect. But overall, you have often chosen what is right over what is easy, holding on to your ethics, keeping to your values. And when you do that, you are building something real. Credibility, trust, lasting relationships, and a steady growth forward. Narcissists live by the path of least resistance. This is the very reason why narcissists carry such a deep shame. On some level, they know that you're not growing. This is the cause for shame and scapegoating. They know that they are taking shortcuts when others are building real strength, and they are terrified of being exposed. And when you, the empathic person, the truth teller, hold up a mirror and expose the gap, instead of learning from it, they try to destroy the truth. So they scapegoat you. If they silence you and paint you out as the problem, they can blame you for things going wrong, so they don't have to face the truth. In the short term, it's easier to quench the truth than to learn from it. But in scapegoating you, they are only revealing their weakness more clearly. The exhaustion parallel. There's something I have noticed in myself, and maybe you have noticed it in you as well. When I get really exhausted, my fuse get very short, and sometimes I can get a bit sharp or aggressive, and I don't have the bandwidth to really care about anyone else because I'm so low on energy. That's when I know that it's time to stop and reset. Here's the difference. I don't stay there because I do care about how I impact others. Narcissists could do the same. They could choose to work on themselves and to rise, but they choose to stay in that collapsed, self-focused state because it's easier. And they don't want to put in the effort. That's not strength. It's weakness disguised as power. And I have proof that they don't want to make an effort. Because you might be wondering, well, what if they are just disordered? What if they can't do any better? But they can. They do it during the love bomb phase. Then they can be incredibly considerate and they show the highest morals. That's the performance, the mask. But they can't keep it up. Why? Because it's not authentically who they are. It's like a couch potato deciding to go on a 10-mile hike every morning. They might be able to push through for a few days, but eventually they will crash. And those crashes are the cracks in the mask that you begin to see. And often, to be able to sustain that act, they need someone to prop them up. That's what you're there for if you're their long-term partner. Your job is to absorb their outbursts, tend to their blisters, and cushion their ego while they save their best behavior for the outside world or for the next target. They never build any stamina through consistent effort, because effort was never the goal. The goal was to lure another person in. It wasn't to build a real relationship, and it wasn't to improve themselves or to be a person of high moral standards. The survivor's hidden strength. You, on the other hand, have been doing double the work or more, because often they are sabotaging you. You take responsibility. You adapt. You carry your own emotional load and theirs. You fill in where they fail. You keep the family running, and often you have to be there as their emotional container. This isn't weakness. This is immense strength. And the reason why you are exhausted isn't because you are failing. It's because you have been dragging another adult person through life. There is an old Greek myth about Milo of Croton. He was a wrestler and he carried a calf on his shoulder every day. And as that calf grew into an ox, his strength grew with it, until he became the strongest man in the known world. That's what you have been doing every day, carrying the narcissist's load. The burden got increasingly heavier, but you adapted and you got stronger. The difference is that Milo eventually put the ox down. And if you do the same, if you put a narcissist down, you will realize that the burden is gone, but your strength remains. Even though it's natural to go through a period after the relationship is over when you are exhausted and when you have to rebuild and regain your strength. You don't lose that ability that you develop to take different facts into account, to be able to work under emotional pressure and to plan ahead. Erikson's life stages and the narcissist's decline. Often a narcissist can keep up appearances early in life. They may look functional on the surface, but when their peers move into family building, creativity, becoming solid members of society, the narcissist stagnates inside. They become like an overgrown teenager, avoiding real adult responsibilities. Even though they are trying to keep up the appearance that they are doing just as well as everyone else or better, under the surface, the truth is different, something that their partners often know and feel the burden of. And with that comes damage, broken relationships, divorce, conflict with children or employers. As the years pass, the difference between a toxic and a healthy individual becomes increasingly clearer. A healthy person can look back and see growth, resilience, and meaning. The narcissist looks back and sees regret, conflict. Erikson calls the final stage of his life development model integrity versus despair. And for many narcissists, Their final years in life are spent in despair. Detaching and redirecting strength. The moment you detach, everything changes. All that strength that you used to carry them, suddenly it's available for you. Instead of patching their messes, you build. Instead of holding their emotions, you heal your own. Instead of dragging them along, you walk forward freely. Your energy finally flows into your own life, and growth will follow. Because you have been practicing your strength all along. And I want to be clear, letting go of them is not selfish. Because when you were pouring all that energy into them, they weren't using it for anything good. That energy was being used to cover their weakness, to lure other people in, even for them to hide behind your reputation. Think about it. People often assume, this person is so nice and compassionate. Surely their spouse must be a good person too. So you become part of their mask while you're in the relationship. And while they were draining you, you could have used that energy for your children, your healing, to building something real or good. So when you let go, you're not abandoning. You are stopping their harm, and you are reclaiming your strength for something good. You were the one who carried the weight. You were the one who grew. And in the long run, their path will lead to destruction and despair. Your path will lead to healing, growth, and freedom. Don't be fooled by appearances. They are not strong. They are weak, fragile, and avoidant. If this video brought you clarity, I would like to invite you to take a look at this video. It's about the aging narcissist and about how their way of living leads to an increased speed in their aging and a higher risk for illness. I'm Emma holding up a light over the bridge. See you in the next video.